I spent $9,461 in the last month just on electricity. Yeah, my electric bill was basically $10,000, and that has nothing to do with what I do at home. Hey, I'm Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I'm chasing financial freedom. I've been working on a passive income business, and I'm here to share the numbers with you today on, to be frank, what's going well and what's not going well, and how difficult it is for me to float a basically $10,000 electricity bill every single month in a difficult market, especially because a key piece of my strategy is I'm basically doubling down, and I'll explain what that means and why that actually gives me a huge upside, but it also sets me up for freaking bankruptcy. It's terrifying. So first, let me speed run you through the mining farm. My passive income business is the VoskCoin mining farm, and one of the things I do is I document it here on YouTube. So we have what's called the field building, and that's really meant to be like our warehouse, HQ, storage building type thing, maybe a studio if we continue down the YouTube content creation path in the future. And that building has a 400 amp electricity service. I run miners in it because I'm out of space in other places. I also run a lot more miners in it in the winter because it makes it nice and warm in there, which makes it more enjoyable to be in there. And I consider it basically free real estate for what I'm doing. Problem is I get all nice and cozy in there in the winter, and then summer comes, which this is what happened over the last year, and I got to get the gear out of there and make sure that I have somewhere for all that gear to go. Then I have the pod. The pod is a plug-and-play mining container. Purpose-built, that's all it does. Another 400 amp service attached to that, a bunch of shelves. It's easy to deploy a lot of mining rigs in here. Airflow is pretty good, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Effective deployment. It's really meant for three-phase. If I had it on three-phase, I could deploy 3 times as many miners as I have in there, actually a little bit more than that. But as it stands, I have about 30 miners, but really it's sized to run like 24 full-size mining rigs as far as power draw goes. Then I have the gray Immersion mining shed. That thing has seen so many iterations. Originally I was going to do air cooling with it, but I changed gears and ended up doing immersion in there. In there I think I have 32 miners deployed, all liquid cooled, which is very cool, very interesting, very intriguing. It's been very fun and challenging. Cooling has been a little difficult in there. My exhaust system is undersized. I have just one little exhaust fan doing the hard work, but thankfully it's getting a little cooler here, so I'm not stressed about it. I just need to basically add 2 more exhaust fans over the next 6 months, and I should be good to go on that front. But for reference, my 400 amp service on the pod and the shed are basically maxed out. Then I have the green shed, originally the hard drive mining shed, but I'll be honest, hard drive mining was going good, and then it was going better, and now it is going awful. So I stole half of that electric service and ran the fall caching C6 into the gray shed, and I'm going to pull more power from it to run other miners in the future. But that's kind of where I'm at, and that's where I get these electricity bills. And so let's look at all of these on screen. Right? I just want to illustrate the exact costs that I have here to run this and how I got to my basically $10,000 number. Furthermore, my biggest electricity bills, the Immersion mining shed and the pod, have a better electricity rate because they have consistent higher consumption, which effectively gets me to about 7 cents per kilowatt hour, which is incredible, all things considered, for what I'm doing, where I'm at in Virginia, the relatively small size of my electrical consumption as far as big electricity consumers go. So I'm thrilled. It's been a game changer. It has literally turned my mining operation on many miners from losing multiple dollars a day to breaking even or making money or being actually pretty lucrative. Again, absolute game changer for me. So glad that I've been pushing and persevering down this mining path. I want to really roll through the profitability numbers, what's going well, what's not going well, and then we'll kind of talk about the miners, the miner prices, how to get there, and the other associated infrastructure costs. So Bitcoin mining is the biggest piece of my mining farm by far. A lot of this was built out before the halving, which made it a lucrative endeavor. I got into a lot of my machines very cheap, like the day we met an incredible guy named Bruce, bought 10 brand new Bitcoin miners from him for $1,000 each. That was a great way to bolster my mining endeavor, and a pretty cheap price, especially for that time. You want to earn passive income mining cryptocurrencies?
Roger, roger.
I thought so. Me too. But really the first step is actually getting one of those mining rigs. That's where Coin Mining Central comes into play. They've been helping us source miners for years now. And you can save money on your order by punching in the code VoskCoin. Use our link down in the video description below. And the other day I talked about reviewing my mining strategy, changing it up, and how I'm going to be moving away from Bitcoin mining. And the Bitcoin maxis and the people that don't understand, the people that don't do anything, the people that are on the sidelines, some were hating, some had some negative shit to say, some didn't understand. And let me break it down for you. I've got 25 Bitcoin miners. I make $17 a day, not per miner. I make $17 a day in actual profit, right? Profit is going to be what you mine, say like 10 bucks a day, is your revenue. And if it costs me, say, $8 a day to operate that machine, then my actual mining profitability is $2 a day after I account for that electricity bill. So my actual mining profit is $17 across 25 mining rigs. And you think I should keep pushing down the Bitcoin mining path? Dude, it's very easy to mine other cryptocurrencies and actually get automatic payouts into Bitcoin, right? Like, I could mine, say, Dogecoin and get automatically paid out in Bitcoin. I have a Doge miner that makes 23 bucks a day profit, right? I am actually mining Doge with it because I think that Doge is going to go on a hell of a run this cycle. Or at least I hope so. But let me not get ahead of myself. That's the cold hard truth. That's the facts, dude. I have 25 Bitcoin miners out here on the VoskCoin mining farm, air-cooled, liquid, all these other places that are online right now. I have a few more than that are at hosting. I have a few in for repair. I've got another one I need to mess with. But the point is, right, I have 25 miners deployed right now. $17. Most of them are S19 generation. Yes, but I also have the M60S, an S21, another S21. I've got an S21 Pro, and for repair, and other devices, XPs, and all that stuff. So, yeah, like, please understand how sobering this is. If you go out and deployed 25 Bitcoin miners, and you have 7 cents per kilowatt hour, you could probably hope to make $17 after you account for the electricity bill. And let me tell you a key piece of my strategy. That key piece is that I absolutely, completely double down. And what does that mean? I pay my electricity bill out of pocket every single month. On paper, this is what I'm doing. I'm essentially dollar cost averaging into coin this way, right? So if I'm breaking even on the coin I'm buying, then it's no different than just buying the coin. True. I run a business, consult a professional, but to run these miners is an expense. So as long as I have things making good profit, and I have this cost, right, I have an expense, I actually come out ahead if I am breaking even, given the full picture of my business. I'm banking all the coin. I'm sitting on all the coin, and I think Bitcoin's going to go over to 100 grand easy this cycle. I'm going to end up making money. If I'm mining 10 bucks a day in coin and breaking even, and it doubles, which is effectively mining $20 in coin a day, then I make $10 per day per miner in retrospect. And let's just say I'm doing that with 20 miners. That's $73,000 that I could stand to profit from if this works out. 10 times 20, right? 200 times 365. But have you been doing it a year? Yeah, I've been doing this over a year. Bitcoin could lose half of its value, and I could end up upside down. But as always, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I don't care about the risk. I understand the risk. I accept the risk, and I push forward. I will never win if I don't play the game. So I'm playing hard, right? And that's just the Bitcoin mining front. So let's move on. My Ethereum Classic miners. I have numerous miners, but my breadwinners by far are these Bombax miners. And they dual mine ETC plus ZIL. ZIL won't always be mined. That'll negatively impact the mining profitability, so these won't be as good long-term necessarily unless ETC pumps one of the altcoins. But the takeaway here is that I mine $72 a day of mining profitability with those miners. That's awesome. They're expensive, but in the current mining market, they're actually a lot cheaper than many other miners and have a much better runway and have been performing much better. Well, I'll talk about that later. But then beyond that, I've got one Sidecoin miner deployed, the BMS3. That makes about $5 of profit a day for me. Then I have 3 KA3s. Those mine the Cadena cryptocurrency. Those are pulling in a whopping $1.33 each a day. But hey, it's green. So that's about another $4 a day in mining profitability. Remember, I bought some of those machines for several $1,000s each. I have my Antminer K7s. I have a few at a hosting facility, but I have 12 here, and those 12 miners profit $10.50 a day, which has been great because at one point they were super profitable, then the coin dumped and they were like barely breaking even, and then the coin pumped, and now we're back at it. And that's how volatile this stuff is. But $10.50 a day, right, times 12, that's $126 a day in mining profitability on that front. Yeah. Then I've got Casper mining. My Casper mining is a little all over the place. I have KS3, KS6, KS5L, all from 3 different manufacturers. Would you ever guess that? Then several miners combined, like all my little KS0s and stuff. My Gold Shell KA Box and KA Box Pro and the BM KS Max, my Ivy Link. The Casper miners bring $39 a day in mining profitability to the farm. Then I have my Alpha miners. I've got 2 AL0s from Ice River and a Gold Shell AL Box 2 that's working. My AL Box 1 is broken for some freaking reason. And what's going to be the worst miner acquisition of my life, probably, the Bitmain Antminer AL1. That's pulling in $57 a day profit, and you're like, oh, dude, that's awesome. Dude, we got in at a $30,000 price point for that machine. You can buy it today, like literally like 2 weeks later, for 10 grand. I fucking hate these mining manufacturers. They're pieces of shit, man. Pieces of greedy shit. It's tiring. But yeah, 62 on that front. I got a DR7 running, which mines SC Prime. I consider it 0. It's complete spec mining. We'll see if that takes off and goes anywhere. It's a weird miner release. That could end up being super lucrative for what it is, or a complete waste of my electricity. But I'm going to let it run for this cycle. Go from there. And of course, save the best for last. I'm mining Dogecoin. Dogecoin's really grown on me over the years. I was infatuated with it, then I thought it was stupid. Of course, if I would have just ran with my infatuation, it would have been incredible, lucrative endeavor. But anyway, I'm mining Dogecoin, and I'm really happy to have a script mining initiative in my mining farm. So I've got 2 L7s, 3 DG1s, and 1 L9, which bring an additional $82 a day in mining profitability to the VoskCoin mining farm. This brings me to $407 of daily mining profitability out here. Nothing ever stays the same in mining, but that equates to about $150,000 per year. So I have a low 6-figure profitable business in this endeavor, and that is what gives me the confidence to double down, right? So I basically pay $10,000 a month in electricity. Pretty easy math. I pay $120,000 nearly out of pocket just in electrical expense. And one of the reasons I hold on my coin is because, well, I'm turning this profit, so all these coins could go down that much, and I'd still be at 0, right? So that's like my conservative piece of the equation. But yeah, like that's the real-time snapshot of like, why do I spend that much money per month? And that's how much I earn, and that's how it breaks out over a year. But if you know anything about crypto, it never stays the same. It's always changing. That could turn into $1.4 million of mining profitability in retrospect. That could turn into freaking $20,000 of coin. Realistically, I have a conservative, confident projection of the coins overall, on average, combined 2xing, which would set me up for basically 2 years of work to pull in about $250,000. I hope that it goes way beyond that. May not. I don't know. But that's what I hope. And let's talk about some of the costs, and I'll go through them quickly, that like it took to get here, right? So when I was looking to pick up the Digital Shovel Mini Pod, they were selling for like 20 grand new. It was a pretty cool promo. It was 1 Bitcoin for a pod. You know, like 20 grand. I was like, yeah, like that's what Bitcoin was trading at then. My shed, all said and done, with all of the electrical wiring and, you know, all the additional expenses kind of accrued through the process, I don't know, I'd probably just round up and say 20 grand. Pretty much the same thing with the green hard drive shed. That one's kind of an offshoot, and I knew that was risky, It's a multi-purpose unit, right? It's warm in the winter, it's cool in the summer. It's been very nice to have, very useful. It's doubled as like a field office. Field building was absolutely not needed for this endeavor, so I don't count it in the equation. I think of that building as a luxurious business addition to what I'm doing. I could just not keep, and you say like, oh, what about storage? Like, I could have stuffed everything into the shed and been creative and only kept the essentials and been fine on that front. So I'm not going to count that in the equation. I really don't count the hard drive shed in the equation. So I essentially have like $40,000 of mining hard infrastructure out here that was cut in half because we were given the opportunity to review the pod here on the channel. And that's the unique advantage of the VoskCoin mining farm. I didn't go out and seek the lowest power rate in the country. I built my farm where I wanted to. My end game is solar. Build solar, pay off the solar. I'm generating my own juice. I got paid off miners, hopefully one day, someday. Some of these are paid off, some are not. And then I've got a real life money cheat code. I'm not hiding about what I have bought and haven't bought. I'm as transparent as a blockchain, man. Don't forget that. You got a question? Ask. I'll answer. I don't care. I got nothing to hide. I'm proud of what I'm doing. I'm proud of what I've done, and I'm proud of the farm I've built. I'm proud of the incredible content myself and the VoskCoin team puts out for free on average every single day for like 8 years. It's been a crazy ride. All my power was pulled out here for free by the electric company because they knew they would bankroll my head based on my load letters. Looking at pulling in 3-phase and expanding the farm and building out, towards a megawatt and beyond. TBD, we'll see. Don't want to get ahead of myself. Taking it step by step. I've slowed down some because I was go, and it was just becoming miserable and it was getting frustrating and I was just becoming unhappy. Doing something that I'm very proud of and I do enjoy when I slow down, take a step back and appreciate what I've done and try to enjoy the day instead of just what is the absolute maximum things I can do every single day. It really leads to huge burnout. The miner manufacturers are burning me out like crazy though, as an aside. They're huge price gougers. It's disgusting. And I've already kind of said that, so I'll leave that at that. Looking at the miners, right? I've bought many miners. We've gotten many miners into review. We've traded labor, right? Basically advertising miner resellers that I'm proud to work with, that I'm happy to work with, and that I've ordered from them on my own many times as well. It's not just a straight take relationship. We do get some miners into review or different compensation, and that's a unique way where I can trade my labor, right? Because it's not free. Like everything involves a lot of labor, and it's reaping the rewards that I've been sowing for many years. It's the fruits of my labor have come over the course of basically a decade. It wasn't quick and easy and lucky, not at all. So don't get it twisted. Some of my key miner purchases and key expansion were the 10 miners for 10 grand. Then I bought the 12K 7s for over $40,000. That was a really stressful decision, and it was really lucrative for a short period, and then they were awful for months, and they've only recently become very profitable again, which is very exciting to see. And they're still the best in class miner for that coin, which miners have not been super viable for a long time. Over the last year there's been a lot of advancements in chip efficiency, so that's a stressful one. That one's kept me up. Bought other numerous miners along the way as well. But you can do the math. At face value, the miners are very expensive. And if I take everything at face value at the time of acquisition, the farm's doing good. I'm somewhere around break even. I'm really happy with that number given the reoccurring electric expense to run it the whole time. Plus the market hasn't pumped or done anything good or exciting. If we get some life, then this could be a great endeavor. As it stands, I spent a lot of time, a lot of dreaming, and it wouldn't really be that lucrative. One thing I remind myself though, right, is breaking even means you also have all this gear that one could appreciate in value possibly in the future, or it could become absolutely worthless. While some miners may not be all that profitable, say today, if the coin pumps, they could be very profitable tomorrow. Again, the opposite can absolutely occur. This is real world mining profitability. These are hard numbers. You can fact check me on mining profitability calculators, compare them against your own mining farm numbers, whatever, I don't care. This is absolutely not a flex. I don't know why people take things that way. I make content. I enjoy this. This is a vlog. I mean, one day I'm going to be dead, and I just think it's cool that my kids are going to be able to look back and be like, hey, that was my dad. He was weird. You know, I don't know, man. You live and you die, and at least I did something in between. That's one of the most addicting pieces about the mining piece of the business, is like, I get to do all this weird shit and have fun and learn. Like I'm a mid-level electrician by the end of this, right? I know the basics of AC. I could teach you about liquid cooling, right? All kinds of other stuff. And so it gives me an excuse to do all this weird stuff, to have fun. And I don't know what the future holds. We'll see where it all goes. But if nothing else, I hope that I can pivot to solar, get that stuff paid off, and then I may just never acquire new gear again, and I may never expand again, and I'll just run whatever my panels produce and retire from this and do something else, because I'll never do nothing. I am always doing something constantly, every single day, all day, every day. Like, my mind runs on freaking overdrive. I'm always running on full throttle, and I'm gonna keep running that way till I'm dead. And on that note, it's time for me to go prep for Tails' birthday party. The most beautiful pup in the world, the venerable Tails. I absolutely love Tails. She means everything to me. She changed my life in so many ways. She's incredible. I love her so much. She's turning 9. And I'm very happy and thankful that we've hit the 9th birthday, considering she almost died prior to the 2nd birthday, which was heart-wrenching, devastating, so difficult. But I'll be honest, it makes me a little sad as she gets a little older, a little more white in the face, and she's slowing down a little bit each year. But I don't want to get all sappy or sad. I'm thankful for every day I get with that pup. I'm thankful for every day that I get to do all this crazy stuff out here. And I'm really trying to just take a step back and have more faith, be more thankful, be more appreciative. And it's not that I'm not ever thankful, it's that I'm so caught up in the go, 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 I don't appreciate anything. And it's not exactly like I'm taking it for granted. I just don't leave that capacity for me. And it drains my happiness. It's very draining in many aspects of my life. So anyway, that's where I'm at. That's my dad advice. It's my dog dad advice. So hope you enjoyed the content. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I always try to learn more to earn more. And I don't know, I kind of like what I said earlier. We was transparent as a blockchain out here. I'll see you later. I'm keeping that one.